Dear students, in this video we will be discussing about collenchyma. It is one of the simple permanent tissue. It is one of the simple permanent tissue. It is very similar to parenchyma. Very similar to parenchyma. It is also a living tissue. A living tissue like parenchyma. Okay, it is also a living tissue like parenchyma. But the only difference between collenchyma and parenchyma is cell wall depositions. In case of parenchyma, the cells are arranged loosely with intercellular spaces. In the parenchyma, we can see intercellular spaces. Okay, but here the cells are arranged in the same manner only, but here the internal cellular spaces is occupied by pectic wall substance. Pectic wall substance. So that the intercellular spaces are lacking or absent like this. Okay, here we can see internal cellular spaces, but here the space between cells is occupied by pectic material. Pectic material. Okay, that is only difference between parenchyma and collenchyma. It is collenchyma. Okay, now we will see what is the cell wall material here. Cell wall material. In collenchyma, cell wall is made up of three components. They are cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin. Okay, in parenchyma, the cell wall materials are cellulose and hemicellulose. But here additionally one more wall material, that is pectin, is present in collenchyma. That is one more difference. Okay. Next, coming to the shell shape, the cell shape is vary. Vary means it may be spherical, it may be angular, it may be polyhedral, polygonal. The shapes will be vary. But in generally, they are appear like prisms. Prisms means like this. Okay, having planes. Okay, or otherwise the shapes almost equals to the parenchyma. Parenchyma. Okay, the shapes of collenchyma is very similar to the parenchyma only. Okay, where it is distributed in plant. Where it is distributed. In case of parenchyma, it is very basic type of tissue or cell type which is distributed throughout the plant body. We can see in the epidermal position, cortical region, in the stellar regions also, in mesophils also. But in case of collenchyma, it is distributed in a particular regions. What are those regions means? In the hypodermal region. Hypodermal region means beneath to the epidermis. For example, it is epidermis. Maybe here in the hypodermal region we can see collenchyma. Okay, in the hypodermal regions here. And in the petioles of leaves here. In the petioles, usually we can see collenchyma tissue. In the midvein portions, means here, or around vesicular bundles, we can see collenchyma tissue. Okay, why they are distributed in these regions means it is a mechanical tissue. It is a mechanical tissue, means it give a mechanical support to the plant body. Wherever mechanical support is required in that regions, usually we can see collenchyma. Okay, that's why they are located in a particular regions like epidermal regions and around vesicular bundles and in the petioles and ridges of young stems. Ridges of young stems. For example, it is young stem here. In this region, usually we can see collenchyma tissue. Means here we can see collenchyma tissue because it has to provide mechanical support to the plant. And next, where it is absent. Where it is absent. Collenchyma completely absent in roots and monocot plants or monocots. Collenchyma is absent in roots and monocots. Okay, it is also very important point. And next, types of collenchyma. In collenchyma also there are different types. Now we will see one by one. The first one is angular collenchyma. Angular collenchyma. Second one is tubular collenchyma. Tubular collenchyma. It is also known as lacunar collenchyma. Okay. Third one is lamellar collenchyma. Lamellar collenchyma, or it is otherwise known as plate collenchyma. Okay, these are the common types of collenchyma. Okay, now what is the difference between angular and tubular and lamellar means? Now we will see one by one. First of all, angular collenchyma. It is common type of collenchyma. It is common type of collenchyma found in all plants generally. Okay, here the characteristic feature is the categorization. First of all, the categorization only based on the wall thickenings only. Based on wall thickenings, a scientist called Muller in 1890, based on these wall thickenings, they classified collenchyma into three types. They are angular, tubular, lamellar. Okay, based on wall thickenings. Okay, In case of angular collenchyma, the pectic material is deposited in the corners of cells only. Here, the pectic material only deposited in the corners, so that the pectic material will appear in an angles, okay, like this. The pectic material deposited in the angle like manner, like this. That's why it is named as angular collenchyma. It is most common type found in the plants. It is angular collenchyma. For example, in begonia, cucurbita and vitis, we can see the angular parenchyma in petioles of leaves. In the petioles of begonia and cucurbita and vitis, we can see angular type of collenchyma. It is first type. Next, coming to the second one, that is tubular collenchyma or lacunar collenchyma. Here, in this type, we can see wall materials in the same manner only, but here the only difference is presence of air cavities or air spaces between these cells. For example, here there is a pectic wall depositions, right? Here also in the initial stage there will be air spaces like this. Okay, here whenever the pectic depositions are taking place, the depositions only taking place in the inner spaces only, means here. In the same way, here also only the pectic material is only deposited on inner spaces of walls, so that it will leave small gaps. That's why it is called as tubular or lacunar collenchyma. Means, for example, here I will draw. It is in the initial stage. Here there is a intercellular space, right? Whenever the pectic material deposition is taking place, only the pectic material deposited only on inner surface only, here. But in the center, some spaces will be left, so that it will form a lacuna in between pectin substances. That's why this collenchyma type is known as lacunar collenchyma or tubular collenchyma. Okay, lacunar collenchyma, because it is forming small lacuna in between cells. That's why it is named as tubular or lacunar collenchyma. This is second type. It is found in examples, a plant called Salvia, Asclepias and Malva. These are plants genera. In this genera, we can see tubular type of collenchyma. Okay. Next, we will see the third type, that is lamellar or plate type of collenchyma. Lamellar or plate type of collenchyma. Here the pectic depositions little bit different. Whenever the cells are arranged in a horizontal lines, like this. The pectic material only deposited on the tangential walls, here in the tangential walls, so that it appear like plates. After formation of pectic material or pectic depositions, it will appear like plates. Okay, only the depositions are taking place on tangential wall. Tangential walls only. Tangential walls means these horizontal walls. Okay, the pectic material only deposited on the tangential walls only, so that it will give a plate like appearance. Okay, it is named as lamellar or plate like collenchyma. It is found in, for example, it is found in genus Rhamnus and Sambucus. Okay, in this genera we can see lamellar or plate type collenchyma. Okay, these three types of collenchyma are identified and named by Muller in 1890. A scientist called Muller, he identified and named as lamellar lacunar angular collenchyma. In 1955, a scientist called Duchaine, in 1955, a scientist Duchaine, he discovered one more type of collenchyma. That is annular type of collenchyma. Here, very simple, the pectic material deposited throughout the cell surface, so that the lacuna or the internal cell space is almost appear like a ring. In case of other types, the wall material only taking place on a particular areas only. But here in annular type, the pectic wall material deposited throughout wall surface, throughout cell wall. That's why it appear like circular ring like manner in the transverse section. Okay, this is one more type discovered by Duchaine. Okay, Duchaine. Okay, these are the types of collenchyma tissues. Now we will see functions of collenchyma. Functions of collenchyma. The main function to provide support to the leaves and young stems. Okay, to provide support to the leaves and stems. We already discussed that it is a mechanical tissue. Though it is a living tissue, it is also act as mechanical tissue. Okay. The second point is it protect vesicular bundles in leaves by forming cap or bundle sheaths. The tissue protect vesicular bundles of leaves by forming cap or bundle sheath. Okay, it give protection to the vesicular bundles in leaves. That is second function. Next one is it also provide tensile strength. It also provide tensile strength for growing organs. Okay, these are the common functions of collenchyma. It is a living tissue which is also act as a mechanical tissue. The only difference between collenchyma and parenchyma is in parenchyma we can see intercellular spaces, but here the intercellular spaces are filled by a wall material, that is pectic material. Okay, remaining all are more or less similar. And one more thing, cell wall materials also. In parenchyma we can see cellulose and hemicellulose only, but here along with cellulose and hemicellulose we can see one more wall material, that is pectin. Okay, this is all about collenchyma. In the next class we will discuss about sclerenchyma. Thank you.